Hi everyone, my name is Nashafika Alina binti Yusuf from TESO 1. Today's video is about the individual difference, which is the cultural diversity. So let's start our topics for today. For the first slide, we're gonna learn about the definition of cultural diversity. The cultural diversity here means about how the society is made up of many different groups with different interests, skills, talents, and needs. This cultural diversity means that the teacher will have students who display different ways of learning, behaving, communicating, and interacting with others. For the intercultural competence, it is a range of cognitive, affective, and behavioral skills that lead to effective and appropriate communication with people of other cultures. So the individual that are effective and appropriate in the intercultural situation usually we show high level of cultural self-awareness and understanding that some influence of culture on behavior, values, and beliefs. There are three elements of intercultural competence, which is the openness, adaptability, and knowledge. For the openness, it means one attitude to the new thinking. Open-minded people are willing to transform themselves in an intercultural learning environment that are exposed them into different ideas and approach with a novel. Another characteristic of openness refers to acceptance. For example, an open-minded person tolerates different culture and positively accept culture that is different from their own. Such person usually take an active role in unfamiliar environment that may be in conflict with personal sense of the best practice. For the knowledge, it is the importance of understanding that the world from other people's perspective based on the social-linguistic awareness. When we develop an awareness of one's own culture and cultural identity and how these are perceived by cultural others and how they influence the cross-cultural interaction, for example, the potential influence of a sexual lens created by one's sexual orientation, race, privilege, social, economic status, or the ability to speak dominant language. For the adaptability, it means that in some individuals that adapt to diverse social and cultural situations. For example, in a different culture, the student may have different interpretation of same word which have different meanings. So, by learning language in the intercultural context include not just understanding of the vocabulary but also developing the understanding of the meaning of language in a different culture. The ways to support the intercultural competence. There are three, which is the awareness, skill, and attitude. For the awareness, it means that we understand their own cultural heritage and acknowledge how it affects their values and assumptions. So by understanding the unique of their culture, it helps us to react when something unfamiliar happens to us and can help us to be effective in cross-cultural situations. Understand the ways that cultural difference affect the verbal and non-verbal communication and the notion of the personal space. By being aware of the cultural difference, we'll be able to choose the correct words and the body language when we communicate with people from the different culture. For example, the same hand gesture can convey the different meaning in a different country. We can see the example here, maybe in Malaysia and US. We can see the OK sign as a good hand gesture, but in Brazil it means some insult. So that's why awareness is very important in culture. That's why we need to aware of all this culture. And for the skill in listening, observing, and evaluating, it means that using patience and perseverance to identify and minimize the ethnocentrism, take out cultural clues and meaning, which means we need to learn as much as possible to understand about a student's or the family culture. In analyzing, interpreting, and relating means we need to seek it out the linkage, causality, and the relationship using comparative technique of analysis. So to be able to adapt with cultural diversity and able to resolve issues that caused by the different. In the critical thinking, we can able to understand that what appear to be clash in personality may in fact be conflict in a culture and be able to manage conflict in a positive and constructive way. Okay, for the attitude, there are three aspects, which is the respect, curiosity, and discovery. Respect means the value culture diversity by understanding that each and every culture is different from one another. The curiosity means that we need to seek it out the intercultural interaction and view cultural difference as a learning opportunity. While discovery means we need to tolerating that unfamiliar different and viewing it as a positive experience. Okay, how individual different or the cultural diversity make us a better teacher. Okay, for the first one, we can create a comfortable diverse classroom. By understanding this concept, the teacher can provide and create a harmonious and comfortable classroom environment regardless of the cultural difference. The teachers need to remain sensitive to the difference. This is because some students will be more forthcoming about their cultural difference than others. Before assuming that a student is lazy or lacking some ability, consider what cultural difference might be influencing a student's study habits or the learning, and so the teachers can adjust their method to help their students. For the next slide, adapt to the different and make it as a strength. The teacher will be able to transform the diversity into strength instead of seeing it as a weaknesses. For example, here is the skin color. The skin color, it is actually important to recognize that the impact of skin color had on the broader culture and how it can affect the student perception of each other and themselves. And the next one, help instill the spirit of unity at the young age. The teachers need to maintain the high expectation for all students. This is because the cultural diversity does not require us to have diverse expectation. We should maintain the same high expectation for all students. Yes, we may choose to make a special accommodation for the students who need them, but we as a teacher want all the students to excel. So maintaining the different expectation for different students can wrongly teach students that cultural difference determine the educational abilities. So here, it is not our difference that divide us. It is our inability to recognize, accept, and celebrate those differences. That's all for today. Thank you.